Hello and welcome back to another FS25 preview video. This time we're talking about some new animals, specifically the water buffaloes, which is very exciting that we have some new animals in base game Farming Simulator. So basically what I'm going to do for this video, very quick one, is just kind of go through the blog, kind of read it through, show some nice screenshots, some photos, and I will link the blog in the description, of course, and then yeah, we can have a look at it all together. So I will go through it and show these screenshots as we do. So we'll start off with the blog here, and here we go. You like hoofed ruminant mammals? Nice. We add water buffaloes to the ensemble of farm animals. You've already seen them in the past trailers and screenshots, but let's take another look at one of the new animal types for FS25. We also chat with Roman Pelipenko, our lead character artist. Check the interview below and don't forget to pre-order. Speaking of pre-order as well, please feel free to use code Grumbles at checkout. It really does help out support the channel. Again, I will put a link for that in the description as well. Right, let's crack on. So why water buffaloes are awesome? We're going to learn right now. They are strong, but also low maintenance. So water buffaloes adapt to harsher environments. Hot and humid? No problem. That's why they feel at home in South or East Asia, for example. Ideal creatures to keep up with our new Asian map. In many cultures, they're also significant symbols for prosperity, which is brilliant to have on your farm. A little bit of prosperity, right? Doesn't hurt. They're high-performance lawnmowers. That's brilliant. So that there kind of confirms that they will be grazing. So that's another new feature available for FS25 base game, which is brilliant. Grass-eating animals, not that special. Unbelievable. OFS, you guys with your silly puns in your blog, I love it. But true, in FS25 your fields of grass will be cut by grazing livestock, not just the water buffaloes. So that right there confirms that we will have grazing in FS25. Also, the water buffaloes are valuable milk producers. So they produce milk which is especially rich in fat, protein and minerals, making it ideal for producing dairy products, which we will be doing. Also, they're social, gentle and smart. Despite their size and strength, water buffaloes are generally gentle and social animals. They form strong bonds with their herd and handlers and often show a calm and docile temperament. Brilliant. Now moving on to something very exciting, obviously still to do with the water buffaloes, is new products and productions. We can now make mozzarella. That is amazing. So here we'll be going through some more of the screenshots of all the new things that we can make. So water buffaloes are mainly used to produce milk. You can of course also keep them for breeding and selling for profit when dairy production is either not your thing. So that's good to have as well. So you can, similar in cows in that way, you don't have to do the dairy production, but you can benefit from them and also sort of fattening them up and selling them off. But as buffalo milk and mozzarella are in high demand, you might want to go for it and deliver the fresh milk to new production sites for processing. And here we move on. We have some baby buffaloes. How cute indeed. So by the age of 18 months, water buffaloes are matured. That's when they start producing milk and offspring. They also start reproducing, and tiny baby buffaloes will soon appear in your pastures. Look at how cute they are. Indeed, giants, indeed they are cute. When you buy them from the local animal farmer, you can either get some fresh and cute water buffaloes or strong and mighty ones. She can also give you some more information on how water buffaloes are properly handled on your farm. Absolutely brilliant. Again, very similar to cows and all that. You can buy your baby cows at the young age, but now we have actual baby animals, which is something that we discussed in a previous preview video as well. But it is nice to see them in their full glory, especially with a new animal type, in this case water buffaloes. Right, so we are going to look at a few of the behind the scenes thing here with this bit of an interview with Roman Pelipenko, which is the lead character artist, and we'll show some screenshots of his work as well. So I will go through this interview as well, because it is quite interesting. It's very interesting to see how they produce this. I mean, it's fascinating, you know, for me at least, because I'm not a modder. The modders out there know exactly what they're doing when it comes to modeling and 3D modeling and all that, but it is kind of cool to hear about it as well. So Roman, walk us through your creative process when designing a new animal. How do you start? What are the key steps? So Roman says, the process begins with creating a comprehensive reference list from real-life animals to study their anatomy, behavior, and movement patterns in detail. Once this research phase is complete, we move on to crafting high poly models using sculpting software like ZBrush. Personally, I'm not familiar with that, but I imagine that's exactly what these screenshots are depicting, showing sort of the initial stages of sculpting the animal before going into the sort of post-production part. The next steps involve preparing a low poly model with accurate topology, making it ready for the texturing phase. Well, there you go. And we see that here in this screenshot. In Substance Painter, we bake the intricate details from the high poly model onto the low poly version and begin painting the textures. At this stage, the model is complete, but the next phase involves bringing it to life through animation. So that's another very cool thing as well, is the new animation for the animals, as we saw in the last gameplay footage as well. The baby cows, the calves, they were jumping about and moving around in different ways, and very exciting to see those new animations as well. It just adds that much more to it, I think personally at least. But we'll crack on with the interview. What kind of research do you do before starting to model an animal? What is important to keep in mind? So Roman says, before we begin modeling an animal, it's important to find good reference and have a good understanding of the animal's anatomy. Since the sculpting is done by hand, it's easy to make small errors in such complex structures. That's why we do multiple iterations of checking at each stage. To ensure accuracy, we carefully study every aspect, from the bone structure and muscle alignment, and even the tiniest details like the pores on the nose. That is very cool. That's very good to see. That shows the attention to detail, which I do appreciate. Moving on to the questions. What challenges do you face when animating animals, especially when it comes to creating realistic movements? So Roman says, animation is the challenging process because it involves bringing a static model to life. The real test is making sure that the animal's character shines through the animation, allowing viewers to feel its personality and natural movements. So as you can see here, again with the sort of the motion static animation in this case, because they are jumping around and licking their nose and things like that. So it is cool to see that sort of process of things as well. Another question, how do you ensure that the animal interacts correctly with other game elements such as the environment or other animals? Roman says the game features a system developed to ensure animals interact correctly by keeping them within a defined space where they're aware of each other's positions. So we can kind of see that from these screenshots here, seeing how they're sort of laid out and how they have their own little, I guess, collision boxes and how they interact with each other. So that's very cool. And the final question for Roman is, what is an aspect that you are particularly proud of? What was unique or challenging about it? Roman says, I'm particularly proud of the final integration of the animals into the game. It's incredibly rewarding to see them evolve from initial concepts into living creatures with their own unique personalities. And I have to admit, that's a great answer. I mean, it's very cool. I as someone who doesn't mod FS but rather plays it and creates videos with it, it is really cool to see sort of this back-end process, because what we see is just the finished product, of course, but to see this go through, again, if you're a modder, you've already gone through all this. You go through Blender, I believe, is one of the apps or programs used for creating mods and all that, but to turn a static image into an animated image is quite, yeah, it's impressive. It is impressive. Because I know absolutely nothing about it. So yeah, well, that pretty much sums up all of the information. So we did get a nice taste on the fact that we have new animals, so with the grazing mod as well, so not just for the water buffaloes grazing, but also for all other animals. The grazing mod, when it did officially, I think the first time we saw grazing mod, if I'm not mistaken, was in FS19 with the seasons mod, which absolutely incredible. And I believe that, just to add on quick to that, the Terralife mod that is released now for FS22 and will eventually be released for FS25, I imagine, yeah, that's going to be a really incredible addition to the new animals and the grazing and all these other things as well. So hopefully the integration of everything goes smoothly, and we get a real, especially between what Giants has provided as a base and then what the incredibly talented modders will provide us as well. We have an amazing game on our hands coming up, and it's only a few more months away. So always very exciting to talk about FS25. But that does end today's preview video. Nice, short and sweet, just to give you a little taste of what is to come. So as I say before, if you want to support the channel and you want to pre-order FS25, please feel free to use code Grumbles when you check out. It does mean a lot, and I greatly appreciate that, so thank you very much. Right, well, that does do it for the end of this preview video. Once again, thank you for watching, and until the next one, please do take care, and bye for now.